Hello there and welcome to episode number 7 of season 2 of the Nothing But Respect podcast, an unofficial Celtic Football Club podcast brought to you by Hail Hail Media. I'm OC Boy and today I'm joined by Brucehillbhoy. How are you doing, Bruce?
Not too bad, thanks OC.
So it's been about 2 weeks since we've been on, so we've got a few games to recap on. We'll start with the most recent. It was Aberdeen 0, Celtic 1. Just take your quick thoughts on what you thought of the game on Saturday.
It was a good game, good one, great one actually. Up at Pittodder against a team that set out to kick us and had every bit of permission for the referee to do so. 1-0 was a great result. Yet another clean sheet. I think it's for 4th consecutive domestically. Maybe no, but certainly 3rd anyway. 3 in a week, so it's good. It's good that they're I actually think they're playing really well at the minute and it's bubbling along quite nicely. We seem to be able to differentiate from Europe to domestic, so I'm quite happy about that.
Aye, my belief thoughts is pretty much the same. Aberdeen, especially in recent years, hasn't been an easy place for us to go. Like you say, Stephen McLean didn't do us any favours, booked Sviatchenko after 50 seconds and then allowed Aberdeen players to kick and push Celtic players off the ball.
Amazing as it was, Sviatchenko got booked after 50 seconds, but it was arguably the second bookable tackle in that period of time. Shea Logan sived down Sinclair about 30 seconds before it, and then he proceeded to let Aberdeen kick lumps at Celtic for the next 44 minutes. People say, oh, you're sounding paranoid and stuff, and we've had that with McLean before, most notably in the Scottish Cup semi-final 2 seasons ago, but I mean, is there any more evidence to suggest that the guy doesn't like refereeing Celtic? I mean, that first off was incredible. I mean, he books the first Celtic player that makes a foul. Arguably, I mean, I thought it was a booking, you can't really argue that. But then he lets about 6 or 7 similar tackles away in the first half by Aberdeen players. And you're just sitting thinking, God, you know, we hardly got a foul at one point. And then the Aberdeen fans are treated to sarcastically applaud when they got a free kick. I thought it was the worst. I mean, I've been critical of Craig Thompson, but I thought it was the worst refereeing display for us all season.
Aye, I know, we did get hit with the paranoid tag a lot, but we all says that when Thompson got the semi-final that he was going to make it all about him, and he was nothing short of disgraceful, and it's the same. I think it's somewhere in between paranoia and the fact that in our highest league in Scotland there's a very, very low standard of refereeing, and it's hard to tell whether it is an agenda or it's just amateur calls that they're making. But we'll move on to some of the good points from Saturday. Tom Rogic with an outstanding finish. What did you make of it?
It's a great finish. He seems to find new ways to score great goals, doesn't he, Rogic? He doesn't really do tap-ins, as later on proved. But I think he's a real enigma to me, because we had this big thing last year, me, you and Hunter, where we just, you know, we were talking like, he's a good player to have in the team, but you know, would we call upon him when needed? And you're kind of like, well, he's stepping up to the mark every time, so I still think there's an issue with his fitness, and I think he holds on to the ball far too much sometimes. I think he's guilty of overplaying stuff, but can he take it away for his finish, man? I mean, that was absolutely stunning. And to just slide it in with that, you know, left foot was just a stunning goal. Now, it was going to need to be something good to be at keeper, because he had a good game. Aye,
I thought the same. Like you say, he doesn't score simple goals. That finish is just outstanding, because it's just Shea Logan. To be fair, it's a pretty poor header to clear, but he just touches it with his right and then puts it. Like, the keeper's got no chance. He's got no time to react to it with how quick Rogic has reacted and like put it in the net. He's, like you say, there might be other issues that concern you, but technical ability is second to none.
I mean, the question you need to ask yourself is, do you want 65 minutes out of Rogic or 90 minutes without Rogic? And I think it's 65 with Rogic every time. It's just a stunning footballer, and I don't know, I can't really get my head around it how good he is. It's really, really mind-boggling to me how somebody that, you know, with his injury, but he was so far out of the picture. You know what I mean? Like, Tyler bringing him in and stuff, and when after Lennon had clearly Lennon didn't fancy him, and then I mean, look at him now. You know what I mean? This is his 3rd Celtic manager. Last year we were talking about him possibly becoming a bigger influence of team, and you see him at the end of the season and stuff. Kilmarnock, Rangers semi-final. You know, he was beginning to assert his influence, and we seem to play a lot of good football with him in the team. But now it's like he's a number 10 and that's it. I think his form in particular has made a lot of people eat their words about how Chris Commons should always start in Celtic team.
I'm not particularly keen on the comparisons with Commons because no worth comparing them. It's two different times, and Chris Commons seems to get better the longer he's at the team, and it has been the case for a few years now. But it's madness because like you look back to January time, we were talking on here saying that if we got offered money for him, it would probably be worth selling him. And but like we say, like we questioned whether he could do it, but you look at he scored goals at Tynecastle, he scored in last season's semi-final. Scored in Europe, he scored the winner at Kilmarnock and then put him up against Aberdeen as well. I mean, he's just turning in, he's such an important player, and like you say, I think you've got to expect 90-95% of the supporters are in the same boat where they think that 65 minutes of Rogic is better than which is
I agree 100%. I just think he's becoming more influential, and he seems to be that player that every other team fears. So I think he's definitely I think they'd be up there for player of the year at this moment, in my opinion.
I wouldn't be far away from it. I mean, I think there's quite a few Celtic players you could put in the mix for that now, but I think that's just testament to how well the team's been playing.
Oh yeah, absolutely, but I guess still a long way to go this season. I'm not counting any championships yet.
So as has been the case for quite a few of your games it seems this season, the Aberdeen keeper made a few fantastic saves, and would you agree that it possibly could have been a more handsome victory for us?
Definitely. I mean, it should have been about 3 or 4. If Armstrong scores that one at the start of the second half, at the end of the first half, sorry, then we probably go on and win 3 or 4 quite convincingly, but I never thought we were in any danger. Missed some great chances in the second half. I thought his save for Sinclair was just outstanding because the angle the telly gave us was just unreal. It just looked like Sinclair was going to wheel away in delight, and it was a great save, and then he'd one for Dembele and then a couple for Rogic, and you know it will start being a concern when we start dropping points. You know, I know we've dropped 2 at Inverness, but as long as you're winning, I don't think you can say that missing a lot of chances is a concern, because I'm just more grateful that we're creating chances, because last year, years previous, you know, we didn't really seem to create a lot of chances during the games that we dropped points in. So as long as they're winning and keep you clean sheets, they can miss as many chances as they want.
Obviously, away at being 1-0, it was important that the defence was up to scratch as well. They didn't have much to do for the first 80-85 minutes, you could argue. I suppose it was a bit of a late onslaught from Aberdeen. Did you ever fear that they were going to snatch a undeserved point?
In the last 5 minutes, and then they found 5 minutes for somewhere, and then found 6. I thought that there were times where obviously we were going to sit back and we took Lustig who put Gambo on. I thought he was going to try and exploit the pace, the backup pace that Aberdeen had through Shinnie, and who should have been off the park along with Hayes. But we'll talk about the last 5 now. I was never really bothered. The only time I was worried is when Sviatchenko decided to heed the ball to Craig Gordon, but apart from that, I thought we've seen it out relatively well, and it would have been a robbery, there would have been a crime against football if Aberdeen would have scored early equaliser, because they didn't deserve it in the game.
I can't disagree. It was, like you say, Sviatchenko bulletin one at Gordon was about as close as they came, and it's a great reaction save for Gordon. So it's put us 10 points clear of Aberdeen now with a game in hand, which is just again testament to how well we're playing, that we're only this far in the season. We've already get that gap established. So who was your man of the match for Saturday?
It's a funny one, because I don't really know. I thought Lustig had a really good game. Rogic had a good game. I thought Stuart Armstrong played really well in the midfield as well. Brown was good. But I think it would be one of the ones that would go to the team rather than anything. I thought the whole team played really well. Simunovic and Sviatchenko were solid as well. Dembele had as good a game as he's had without scoring. I thought Sinclair had a good game.
Especially I think Sviatchenko, a few people had been casting a bit of doubt on him. I thought Saturday was outstanding again, apart from nearly scores an own goal right at the end, but apart from that he was flawless. I think the whole defence probably deserves it, because everybody was solid and didn't give Aberdeen much at all. And like you say, I think Dembele's link-up play was just brilliant. I thought he held on to the ball so well.
I thought he had a bad game against Rangers, Dembele. I thought he looked quite sluggish at times, and he popped up with the winner at the end, but I thought he said better afternoons. But I thought on Saturday's link-up play, as you said, was really good. I think it's got to the point where him and Sinclair are in sync now, and they seem to be that step above the rest of the team, so you can see that the two of them know what each other's doing and they link up really well, but they're looking for other players, and it's not a slight on the rest of the team because they two are particularly very good players, but you see players like Armstrong and Rogic just starting to kind of get there, and it's good to see, because I think once the rest of the team got up to that level, we're already virtually unstoppable Scotland now. So we'll see what it's like when Rodgers gets his team, gets the team where he wants it.
Aye, so the game before that was Ross County 0 and almost Celtic development team 4. What did you make of that? Rodgers had obviously made 8 changes from the semi-final game.
Well, the games can go either way when you make all the changes, you can go the way that it went and you play well and win, but it can go that way where it takes the kind of 8 changes time to settle, and they don't really get in each other's wavelength until they're maybe a goal down. But Roberts, great goal after 2 minutes, really set a tone, and then we rode a wee bit of a storm, and then when he brought on Sinclair, Dembele, Beaton, they were brilliant and got the goals. And I've just got something I'd like to ask you. That's 2 games in a row now where Rodgers has done it and it seems to have worked, but do you see Beaton being more effective off the bench now?
Well, I think Beaton, whether he starts the game or comes off the bench, seems to slow the pace of the game down and holds on to the ball sometimes too much, but I think it was just I was speaking to, and I says that I like him when he comes off the bench because I feel he's more effective. Like, he just sort of helps that midfield get 10 yards up the pitch. I remember he done it in Astana very well, and I'm sure he wouldn't want to see himself as a substitute that comes on and does that, but I like him coming off the bench. I know a lot of people seem to get a bit upset when they see him coming on for, say, a Rogic or a Armstrong, but I think he's very effective when Celtic want to sort of either kill the game by just taking any pace out of it or just to hold the ball a bit better. What do you make it?
He comes as a player. I know I'm not one of the few that still like Beaton. I thought he was harshly treated in the League Cup semi-final. I thought he was one of our better players in the first half, but away from that, I think it is something we could maybe use and bring him on, because I do agree about him slowing down the game at times. I think he'll probably start the ball alright, but I like his last 2 appearances. Can he stop you on? I like his last 2 appearances because he's just he's added a bit of calmness to the team, and I thought he was brilliant when he came on against Ross County because he got the ball down and kept it, and we were kind of having a problem keeping it. And then I thought on Saturday when he came on, he added a wee bit of steam into midfield as well. I've seen when the handbag started, but I just think it's something maybe Rodgers could go to now, because Armstrong seems to have a right good bit of drive in the midfield, and I know we've kind of seen Armstrong play left, we've seen him play right, we've seen him play in number 10, but I think he could have a career next to Brown, just busting forward. But I do think centre midfield will be a priority in January. I think Rodgers has made that clear.
Probably from that Ross County game, obviously Patrick Roberts played very well, but I thought Armstrong was absolutely brilliant as well and fully deserved his start on Saturday. And I think the thing with Armstrong, it's good because you can tell he's trying to be that box-to-box midfielder, like that one he got on the end of in the first half on Saturday. That would have been a great finish. It was a great move, and it's good to see that we have got a midfielder that's willing to do that, because I think it just gives us that extra dimension that we can get goals from.
Aye, and I think we've been screaming it for a box-to-box midfielder for years, because we all kind of dreamed that that's what Scott Brown would be, would be replacing Petrov, and it never really worked out like that. Brown kind of been more cultural. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, Armstrong gets a prolonged run in the team and we get to see nothing.
Aye, because Armstrong especially, he's one of them he's another one that's divided opinion. It would be good to see him get a good 5-6 games at least playing in that position to really give it a go. If that costs Beaton his place, then so be it, because I think with Brown, you can rely on him to be that ball-winning midfielder just in front of the centre-halves, letting know when the centre-halves comes out, he likes to drop back, so I think it would give more balance to the team as well.
Aye, definitely. I think Armstrong, I think he's a far better passer of the ball than people give him credit for. And he's all, I think, he just he's the right opinion. I think he's just always needed a purpose. Sometimes you watch on the ball and you're like, just fucking do something, you know. That's what you're saying to yourself when you're watching the game. And I think the last couple of games he's added try. I thought he was brilliant when he came on in the semi-final, and I thought he kind of tipped the game for the second time against them. He tipped the game back in our favour. I know that we're in any danger of getting beat, but he kind of bolted down the hatchet, and I thought he was instrumental in his winning that semi-final. So I hope he gets a run in the team, and I really hope he starts tomorrow night.
Aye, we'll briefly touch on that semi-finals. We've not been on since it. With the Jamaica, I would argue that it was probably the easiest game we've had in terms of how much chances we had and how much of the ball we had. I just felt it was very, very comfortable.
Aye, well, sorry to say that now, but at the game, I know you were at it. I got a text at half time off my mate. Now, I thought the whole first half had been quite even. I thought we came into it more. It's the first half I thought we came more into it, but I didn't think we were dominant in the first half. But I got a text at half time saying it was a matter of time before we scored, and I wanted the goal as early as possible, and I thought we got it through s2e7. Obviously wasn't to be, but the longer the game went on, just the more and more likely it was that Celtic were going to win it, and I thought there's only one team that wanted to win it, and B were going to win it. And even though I said at the time I thought they were going to go to Park Nick it with 10 minutes to go, or won it in penalties, there's a right good determination about a Celtic team. And we said last year about the team overcoming adversity and stuff. Well, we've seen that in the semi-final, because we did a good goal, really chopped off, which should never have been ruled out, and then we hit the bar. And we missed all the chances, but at death it kept going, scored a great goal. So you can already see the mentality shift in this Celtic team. And I just thought, I know we watched the 5-1 game and stuff, but I thought that was a more dominant performance than the 5-1 game.
Aye, well the stats prove that, and I like to say that second half especially, like it was just all Celtic, but like you say, it's a cup semi-final, it can happen if they did got a goal, then you never know. But for one of the standouts in that game was Big Jozo Simunovic, and I remember at the time thinking that him, Scott Brown and Stuart Armstrong were just instrumental that day. We've talked a lot this season about Rodgers changing it up and working, like it couldn't have worked better with Stuart Armstrong. Like, as you touched on, like when he first came on, he took the ball and he took it 30 yards up the park, and it was just that for the last half an hour. He was just driving Celtic up the park and unlucky not to score as well.
You seen it when he came on, like I did a bit of drive that Beaton wasn't offering, and at that point I think Rodgers had sussed out that we were starting to kind of win. Brown was superb, and it was becoming kind of instrumental that the triangle, Brown, s2e7 and Simunovic were going to win a lot of the ball, and we needed somebody to take it forward and get it, not just play it up to Rogic, but get it beyond Rogic and into the strikers. And I thought Armstrong did that brilliantly, and being at the game, you're always worried and stuff, but I just thought like it was more relief when they go in, don't get me wrong, but it was kind of it was coming for a long time, and I'm just glad that we didn't go into extra time and we got it all done with, because it's a tough run of fixtures. But to come out, if you'd have said at the Gladbach game when we last did a pod that you'll play 3 domestic games and you'll win like 6-0 in aggregate and 3 clean sheets, you would just snap the horn off that, considering that our defence, in particular Colo Toure, was taking a panel. Colo's not played, but like the defence was taking a panning. You keep always getting panned after Gladbach and stuff, and you keep 3 clean sheets is just it's brilliant.
Aye, you can't ask for much more, and like you say, as well, we weren't really keeping as much clean sheets at the start of the season, so I think that's just good to see that the partnership is growing. And maybe Gordon did get a kick up the arse with De Vries coming in, and because he's looked a lot more assured. I thought. I know he had that. Actually, it was a booting at most, the one against Ross County when he came out, but I think apart from that, I thought he was brilliant against Ross County especially, and just looks a lot more assured since De Vries got injured against Kilmarnock.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so we'll move on to what's upcoming. We travelled to Borussia Monchengladbach today without Kieran Tierney, without Kolo Toure, without Lee Griffiths, and without Joseph Simeonovic. Are you worried about tomorrow?
I would have been worried if they three were playing. So I'm worried that they're not there. Obviously, I think the Jozo one's more. He's played, 3 games in a row. Or, well, maybe not 3 games in a row, but he's played. Busy on a fixtures there, and I just don't want to risk him. Part of me agrees with it, but part of me doesn't like to see his basically gear up European fit. I think Celtic have seen that defeat in the last game as a kind of well, that's us right now. I mean, I might be wrong, but if Toure was injured, you would definitely play Simonovic if you were taking it seriously. So I'm a bit surprised. Griffiths, I hope he's alright, because I think he's going to get many chances. I've been looking at games of actually getting a good run of fixtures cut. So I think that'll be alright. Toure, I'm gutted for because I wanted him to make amends for the last game because I think he's the type of guy who would do it, but I was worried if they 3 would have been there, so the more it's just got to be even harder.
Before we come on to Borussia, what do you make of the Kieran Tierney news? Obviously, is it with an ankle injury, and Celtic say it's going to be the best part of 2 months, is it?
I thought he died, considering the reaction on social media on Friday night. Why people were going on, but I mean, he is just a popular member of the team, and one of us, obviously one of our own, obviously adds a wee bit to it, but I think the important thing is they don't rush him back, and he's only 19, he's still young, so don't rush him back. If he's, if 2 months isn't enough for him, then keep him out, because there's no point risking him at this stage. He's still young, and so if he needs to be out for 3, 4, 5 months, that's just the way it is. For me, there's no need to rush him back, but obviously we wish him all the best and hope that he is back as soon as possible. But I think the key thing for Celtic is not to rush it and just let it heal, and there'll be a lot of pressure to get back in the team as soon as you see him training again and stuff, but I'll just be glad if he's back 100% fit.
Any concerns about Emilio coming in?
I don't think the guy can defend, which is a problem for a left back, but I thought he had a good game against Ross County, and I thought he did a good game against Aberdeen. I just worry about him and more that. But at the same time, I think he knows he's in there now, he knows he's got a job to do, so may as well just get behind him for the future, for the next couple of months at least.
Aye, I'm pretty much the same as you. I think he'll be fine domestically, but they have concerns about the last 3 games in the Champions League. Right, so move on to Borussia. Celtic almost certainly need to get a win, or at least avoid defeat, to have any chance of getting any sort of European football after Christmas. So I'm going to pass over to you to inspire me on how we're going to go to Germany and come home with 3 points.
Right, well, it's rather simple, really.
I'd just like to point out that on the last pod we were plotting our escape to the last 16 of the Champions League.
Aye, how life changes. To win in Germany, I think the team virtually picks itself these days, so I think they will. I would play Lush to get it back, I would play Gamboa. I know Gamboa, I don't, for some reason people wrote Gamboa off, and it seems to be because he had a nightmare in Barcelona, like the tennis teammates, but I feel bad for Gamboa. People kind of wrote him off. I think he was sound, I thought he was good on Saturday, mate. Come on, for defensively, he was brilliant. He did a great header at the end when Aberdeen had 2 or 3 men behind him. Waiting for the ball to drop, with a couple of great headers under pressure, so no doubt his pace can be used on us. So I'd have him in there, I'd have Lustig next to Eric, then I'd have Izagiri, and then I would play Armstrong, Brown, Sinclair, Roberts and Rogic, and obviously Dembele up front, but to win really, we need to be better on the ball. Then we were at home, we need to move the ball quicker. Rogic has got to... We need to get Rogic on the ball in good areas. Yeah. We need to tell Rogic to always be looking for Sinclair and Roberts on the wing. Try and get the ball moving. Yeah. Get Armstrong to break forward. Whenever there's a chance, and keep it tight. Yeah, keep it tight at the back, but I'd like to see you go for it, you know. We've got nothing to lose. We've already been fucked 7-0, so go for it. Dembele seems to like playing in Europe, so I'd get a ball up to him and try and work after him at times, but if they can hang on again, Gordon's got to play well, defensive got to play well, but I mean, I know that you're acting against us and stuff, but just for the way this team's going, you just wouldn't put it past them. Nothing, man. No, but I'm not very hopeful. I'm a draw the now if you offered me, to be honest, but who knows? Rodgers might have something up his sleeve.
I'm not totally writing us off tomorrow, but like you say, we've got to turn up. Like that was probably the most disappointing we've been all season at home to Borussia. Just have a go. If we can beat 3-0, 4-0, nobody's got to be surprised. Like, so at least if we go for it, we can go out with pride if that's what it eventually means. But a draw would be a decent result as well, because they're only 2 points ahead of us, and with that Barcelona home game, I'm not saying that we could beat them, but I'm pretty sure if they win tomorrow, that's them through. So they might have a big domestic game or something coming up after that, and we'll send their under-20s team out, but we'll see. But no, like you say, the amount of attacking options we've got, you'd like to think we can go out and nick a goal, because I'm actually growing in confidence with defence, and I agree with you, I'd put Lustig at centre-half before I'd even consider like Boyata or O'Connell or anybody like that. I'd like to see us take the lead and just have something to protect, because that would just invite them on us, and I think we'd be more dangerous on the counter, which I'm sure we'll be playing anyway as they're the home side tomorrow.
Aye, but I just, there's back of your mind, there's always that thing that typical Celtic will be 2-0 down after 10 minutes, and it'll be damage limitations for then on in. Plus they've got most of their team back, so I'm not expecting much. I mean, to a draw, to a ball, not need you if you offered me it. But with the striking and the force we've got, like, I know some people we speak to are quite critical of Sinclair recently. I think it'd be good to see him pop up with a goal, but I kind of gave up the Champions League the last defeat. Deflated me, to be honest, because as you say, there we go, plotting the way we've got to get through. Beating taking 4 points off Gladbach, sneaking a 1-0 against Barca to now would accept a run each if it was offered, so but a tough 90 minutes, but if we can commit it with any sort of credibility, I'd be happy.
Aye. I suppose a slight glimmer of hope is that their domestic form has been poor and it's continued to be poor. I know it was poor when they played us in the home game, but I'm just trying to clutch at straws and give myself some hope for tomorrow. But
no, you're never the optimist about it myself, but like, I just can't see us winning. I can see us winning. Can I see us winning, like, because of what happened in the home game?
I think if we have to win tomorrow, we would need to take the lead. Like, honestly, that sounds stupid, but I mean, score the first goal. Like, I think if we play like we did against Man City, where we take a lead and then even if we're pegged back, we just go and take a lead again. I think if we go a goal behind, it could be trouble for us, especially if we go behind early.
Problem with the Man City game is we couldn't keep the lead for any length of time, and that cost us in the end. So
we'll just score in the 95th minute tomorrow.
Yeah, that would settle it, but yes, you say you're never the optimist, but if truth be told, you're right, we're going to score early and kind of deflate them. But you never know.
Right, I'll take your prediction for that.
I'll go for Celtic 1, Borussia Monchengladbach 1, and I think they'll get a late equaliser to kill the European dream for another year.
Go Borussia Monchengladbach 1, Celtic 2. I'm going to just go for it, because I just feel something about this team that they could pull something out of the bag.
Somebody's got to predict it, silly, not you. I'll go for Sinclair after 27 minutes and then Lush to go and goal with 5 minutes to go.
I'll go for a goal scorer of Eric Sviatchenko. I keep thinking he's due a goal and he was robbed it in the semi, so I think he'll get his goal tomorrow and send us on our way to victory. Right, we will be back tomorrow straight after the game we're looking to record, so if you've got any thoughts please send them to the Twitter, which is @RespectThePod. So you will be getting 2 podcasts this week, which is stunning news, I'm sure you'll agree.
Yep.
In the meantime, where can we find you, Bruce?
You can find me... caught now. Lost my train of thought. You can find me on Twitter at Brucehillbhoy, accepting all and any applicants to follow me.
You can find me at OCBoy. Remember, you can always find the podcast at Hail to the Media, along with a host of great podcasts that are on there. Especially, I'd like to give some credit to one of the newest additions to Hail to the Media, that's History Boys Abroad. Just listened to the Road to Seville episode part 2 of the day, and it's a great listen. I'd fully recommend it.
It's a great listen, especially towards the final and stuff. Not really ready to listen to it. I'll watch the highlights again.
I don't think I'll ever be. But you can find us at RespectThePod on Twitter, and we will speak to you tomorrow, hopefully celebrating a good Celtic result. If you've made it this far, we've got nothing but respect for you. Cheers for listening. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail.